Welcome to the Wellness Effect. Do I need a comprehensive medical aid, or can I get away with a hospital plan? Craig Richardson is with me in studio to discuss this and more medical aid questions. If you missed our last episodes, go to our YouTube channel to catch up. Craig, you're an experienced advisor. You've been in the industry for a decade now, and I'm sure you get this question every day. So what is the difference between a hospital plan and a comprehensive medical aid?
So it's a good question, Seth. So the difference is that on a hospital plan, that is covering me once I've been admitted into the hospital. So as soon as I enter those doors and it's approved, then I'm covered. But anything before that, that is coming out of my own pocket. So in terms of doctor's consultations, that is something I've got to fund, right? Where if you're looking at the comprehensive medical aids, they've got the hospital cover benefit. They add on what's called a medical savings account. So that is for your day-to-day covering in terms of medication, in terms of doctor's consultations, and that is given upfront for the year.
I see. Thank you. So you've broken it up. As soon as I get into the hospital, that's the hospital plan, and comprehensive is a bit of both. So
Correct.
It covers hospital plus added benefits.
That's it.
So how do I make the choice? Or what do I need to consider when trying to decide between a hospital plan and a comprehensive medical aid?
So there's various items that play a part. So the first thing, it comes down to your personal requirements. All right. So if I am in a situation, for example, I've got kids. All right. Kids are more demanding.
Yeah.
All right. Requiring more doctor's visits. So therefore, I might require that I have the medical savings because the medical savings given up front for the year for me to utilize. I might have an existing health condition that requires me to make sure that I'm getting extra medical attention. So because of that, I'm going to require a plan that has a medical savings. Now, if I consider myself, as a lot of people will say, very healthy, all right, I might opt for the hospital cover only. So the hospital cover is saying, all right, I'm okay with covering the expenses before that, but if I need to go in for an operation, if there's hospitalization required, then I'm going to make sure that I'll go with a hospital plan instead. So everything is personalized per person because you've got various plans that you can choose from.
Sure, that makes sense. So my doctor, when I went in for my usual checkup, I was asking her the same questions. And she said, because I'm active and I play sports and I cycle here and then and I run, she recommended the comprehensive cover in the event that something happens to me. Would you do the same for any individual who's quite active and is adventurous and, is out and about in the world?
So it's not a blanket cover that you can put on. So obviously she knows your history. So that's why she's advising, because you might have broken something in the past that required the attention. So where it becomes more active is that some people might utilize a comprehensive plan to ensure that, okay, if I'm going for my regular checkups, I do not want that to be something that's an expense on my side. So that's why I say it's very customized accordingly, because obviously you've got the need, but as well, you've got the budget. It's got to be something that fits into what people are looking for.
Sure. Now, in the comprehensive medical aids, you have like tiers of support.
That's it.
Could you break that down for us?
All right. So main things when it comes down to understanding those tiers is the first thing you're going to have is network hospitals. All right. Nothing wrong with the hospitals. It just means that they've arranged a discounted or a lower premium when it comes down to those hospitals. So there it's saying, I'm okay with going to the list of hospitals in this network if I need any assistance. All right. Then you get your next phase where that is covering majority of your private hospitals, but then it also differs depending on the percentage you're choosing. So you'll have a plan that will cover 100% when it comes to specialists, another plan that will cover 200% when it comes to specialists. They're important one, so it's not a maths test.
Okay.
All right? Because a maths test, 100% means that they got a distinction. It does differ because this is the rates that the doctors charge. Those rates can go even further up depending on the doctor's years of experience, what they focused on, and just what they offer.
I see. Explain to us gap cover, because I hear a lot of people talking about it, and there's a recommendation. If you do have a hospital plan, you should get gap cover. Could you break it down for us?
So majority of the plans, if you've got a plan, gap cover is a brilliant addition to have. So I'll go back to what I explained now about the 100% and 200%. So you've got multiple specialists throughout South Africa. They charge different rates to the medical aids. Now, based on what they're charging, your medical aid is still going to pay the rates that you've chosen according to the plan. So if I'm on a plan that pays a specialist 100%, all right, that's how much they've agreed. But if I go and see a specialist who charges 300%, then obviously there's a gap. And that's the purpose behind gap cover. Gap cover is to say, fine, my medical aid will pay its minimum that is agreed, and then gap cover will suffice for the shortfall, depending on which plan I've chosen in the gap cover as well.
Can you get gap cover on a comprehensive medical aid plan?
You can get gap cover on comprehensive and on hospital cover.
Talk to us about late fees, late joining.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
There's always a time in the office where they're always asking us, are you going to change to a new cover?
There.
Why can't you change whenever you want?
Good. So you can change whenever you want. So what is important is to just understand you got a late joiner penalty,
Okay.
and then you got a waiting period.
Okay.
So a late joiner penalty is saying that you have not had medical aid before for a certain period of time. All right. So that can range 3 years, 5 years, 15 years. Depending on the amount of years that you have not been on a registered South African medical aid, then you will be charged a late joiner penalty. And that is something that was rolled out by the Council for Medical Aid Schemes. So it's across all medical aid plans.
Why?
The reason why is because if you think about it, the medical aid scheme is a pot, all right? And now you've been in the pot for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I come along and now I need medical assistance, but you've been contributing towards this pot. So in order for me to, in an easier way to say it, make up for the years that I have not been on there, I cannot contribute the same as you. So it's the way of the Council for Medical Aid Schemes ensuring that medical aids do not have it that you've got people that are joining the medical scheme that are going to influence people that have been contributing for years. So that can range from a loading of 25%, 50%, 75% on top of your medical aid premium.
I see.
All right. And that stays with you for life.
Wow.
Yes.
So you're saying it's best that you get onto a hospital plan or a comprehensive plan
As soon as possible.
to avoid those late penalty fees.
Correct. That's it.
Talk to me about waiting lists, or
right.
waiting times, excuse me.
No problem. Waiting period. So waiting period comes into effect is to say that if I am joining a brand new medical aid, if I'm transferring from an existing one to another service provider, there will be waiting periods applied. So a waiting period can differ and it varies. So the first thing is that you've got your general waiting period. That's just meaning that I'm moving from one service provider to another, all right? Or I am joining within if you could say, within the group that is not going to allow me to have a late joiner penalty.
Okay.
So I join a medical aid, they're going to apply a 3-month general waiting period. So that means what is covered is my minimum benefits. So if it's a life-threatening condition, then I know that I'm still going to be covered, but it's my contributions towards the medical aid for that period.
All right.
Now, if I have an existing condition, then I can get a condition-specific waiting period, which can go anything up to 12 months. So that means for that condition, I am not allowed to claim for that period. And then after 12 months, I'll be covered just as if it didn't exist.
Amazing.
That's it.
Thank you so much for that. I think you've covered the difference between a hospital plan and the comprehensive medical aid. You've highlighted gap cover, you've highlighted waiting periods and late penalty fees. Thank you for such an engaging conversation.
Only a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. We will see you next time on The Wellness Effect. BankMed, the medical scheme of choice for the financial services industry. The Wellness Effect is proudly brought to you by BankMed, yours in good health.